Good morning. At the very outset, I would like to thank Cadma India for giving me an opportunity to present on the theme Monozukuri Hitozukuri today. My name is M.R. Ranganathan. I'm the founder chairman of ABK AOTS DOSOKAI Tamil Nadu Center and the president of South Asia Federation of AOTS Alumni Association. The word DOSOKAI also means Alumni Association, and I'm one of the 8 Monozukuri ambassadors appointed by the Association for Overseas Technical and Sustainable Partnership Japan. That's AOTS, which is under the Ministry of Trade and Economy, Trade and Industry. Now, acronyms and words, which are catchwords that reflect Japanese thinking, is being used by industry, factories, society, people, gurus for quality and management on a day-to-day basis to get the bigger picture behind these acronyms. Toyota uses 4P to represent its work culture, and 3S for the service principles, and 5F for actions of Toyota's services. And Nissan uses 3I to represent the Monozukuri mindset. Of course, all of you must be aware of the PDCA, the Deming cycle, plan, do, check, and act. Similarly, we have a number of other acronyms like 5S, 5Y, most of which must be known to you, 3R, and 3 into 3Ks. There are different 3Ks available, and 5W, 1H, and 3T or TEI within a part of the Seiton of the 5S, and 3K problem solving, 3Ks for problem solving. And recently, the current Prime Minister of Japan had introduced 3Cs to avoid COVID. He said close spaces, crowds, and close contact settings must be avoided. And we also have another acronym called HORENSO, which is equivalent to, in Japanese, if you translate it, spinach, like the spinach that gives the strength to papai. HORENSO is supposed to give the strength to the organization, which consists of 3 words, Hokaku, Renraku, and Shodan, which is report, communicate, and consult. Now we also have 2 words that reflect creating things and people, which is Monozukuri and Hitozukuri, which will be the theme of our talk today. Monozukuri is a very difficult to translate because it is a purely a Japanese thinking. However, the nearest English equivalent can be craftsmanship, which needs extremely high level of skill that might take a lifetime to master. And this is what being achieved through Hitozukuri efforts. In craftsmanship, the craftsman is at the center. Monozukuri. Mono means thing. Zukuri is to make. Monozukuri focuses more on the quality of the object made than on the qualities of the maker. Whereas Hitozukuri is Hito plus Zukuri. Hito is people. Zukuri is to make. To make people is what we call as Hitozukuri, which is focusing on the creative skills that we'll be creating on the people. Sorry. Back. And the simple translation of Monozukuri is the art and science of making things. Monozukuri, the process of creating superior products through process of integrating design, development, procurement, and production, which includes appropriate technology, plus intangible qualities such as skill and pride of the craftsman, and dedication to continuous improvement. The catchphrase of continuous improvement is Kaizen. And maybe in many languages, you don't have a single word like what you have in Japanese called Monozukuri to describe the pride and passion and professionalism mixed with outstanding skills with the quality of the product. The term Hitozukuri became central to Japanese government's aid policies in 1979 when the Prime Minister Masayoshi Ohira gave a speech in the General Assembly of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD. Japan had historically emphasized education and human resources as central factors in the development of the country. Hitozukuri, the most important task in Japan is to nurture unlimited potential of young people through technical training based on Japan's experience, is what the Prime Minister said. In 1998, the National Diet or the Japanese Parliament passed a bill, the basic law of promoting Monozukuri Foundation technology. Based on this law, the Prime Minister's office set up a Monozukuri Kodankai or Consultative Council on Monozukuri, a government effort to promote the supremacy of locally made products against products from the other nations. This brought the value of Japanese craftsmanship and artisans into modern manufacturing technology. The purpose of Monozukuri at that time was to reverse the trend of deindustrialization after the end of the Japanese financial bubble in 1990s, to affirm Japanese strength in manufacturing and to recover from the deterioration of the country's manufacturing sector when producers opted to go to other countries where they can create low-cost facilities. Monozukuri describes sincere attitude towards production with pride, passion, skill, and dedication of the craftsman. Engineers full of Monozukuri spirit established world-famous industries in Japan like Toyota, Matsushita, who established National Panasonic, Honda, Akio Morita of Sony. For them, it is a way of pursuing innovation and perfection, often giving profit a backseat. It is a Japanese work ethics, that is punctuality, safety at workplace, never give up gumbaru spirit, clean work environment, respect efforts, work in harmony. Harmony is called as wa in Japanese, and they derive towards perfection and details kodawari, and commitment to yakusoku or momoru and kaizen mindset, etc. that make building people easy in Japan. Apprenticeship was the base of Hitozukuri, which was taken in all seriousness. A boy of 10 years entered the workshop of Oyagata, the owner, to learn the craft, practiced for more than 10 years, which is called as Minarai or apprenticeship, before getting work to do. He lived in the Oyagata's house with a family as a member of the family. He got no money, just free food and lodging at the house. The apprentice had to work another 1 year for free to show his gratitude after the 10 years apprenticeship before Oyagata sets him free to start on his own. When used with Monozukuri, the word Hitozukuri means the process of cultivating a craftsman's spirit through continuous learning, apprenticeship, mentoring, and self-reflection. Apprentices have a chore called pre-work for cleaning, cooking, etc., and they are tested whether they can finish them responsibly, and those chores indicate the apprentice planning ability. An apprentice will be very much trusted if he or she cleans neatly and efficiently. Good work is 80% determined based on whether 80% preparation was well done before the start of the working or not. It's a very Japanese old saying, and apprentice does learn about work preparation through their meal preparation. Then Konosuke Odaka, he published an article in the NTT Publishing in 2000 on the world of craftsmen and the world of factories. In Japan, early factories, traditional shokunin craftsmen and the modern shoko workers coexisted. Craftsmen were proud, experienced, and independent. They were the main force in the initial technology absorption. Workers received scientific education and functioned within the organization. Their skill and knowledge were open, global, and expandable. Over time, craftsmen were replaced by workers. Experience was not enough to deepen the industrialization. In early years of factories, Japan's traditional craftsmen in mechanics and metalworking played a key role in absorbing new technology. Farmers and merchants were not suitable for factory operation. However, trained engineers, not craftsmen, created a modern production system suitable for Japan. Adoption of imported systems to Japanese context, production management system including hired labor, skill formation system based on formal education and OJT. The gap between craftsman skill and modern technology had to be bridged. Hired foreigners, when Japanese engineers through this bridge up to World War II. Monozukuri in Toyota's context involves keeping the spirit of craftsmanship alive by always serving better quality and lower cost through Kaizen. Japanese concept of work is not just operation, it is operation plus Kaizen. By applying the principle Monozukuri or Hitozukuri, Toyota employees were carefully selected, trained and rewarded to become the best in what they do. In turn, they must show Nintai, patience, and Shimbo, perseverance at their workplace to develop professionally. Toyota tells their employees to bring their mind to work. Now, Toyota brings out a magazine or a newsletter called Toyota Times. The Toyota Times editor was interviewing two of the employees who were involved with the lunar vehicle Toyota was making. And when he asked, they said that the two of them, I show them here the pictures and the DNA of the Toyota's people they talked about. Of course, there are also things like our technical strength that have underpinned the safety and reliability of our cars. But more than that, people have the ability to act based on rules and principles. When faced with particularly difficult challenges, it is our DNA to try and make the impossible possible through the process of Kaizen. This is an interview with two of the employees in the lunar vehicle project of Toyota. This is published in the Toyota Times. This can be also seen in the web page. So Kaizen forms a basis of the Monozukuri efforts in organizations. How do you fit Monozukuri with your products? So it's a question that was asked to the president of Toto USA East Sales Division. Paying attention to details has become very critical. That is expected as a standard. Toto's products were machine-made. However, craftsmanship was used to make molds. When the products became final products, such as a toilet bowl, they shrink 15 to 20% from the original volume. So the experience and knowledge of craftsmen is critical. And now this is a recent beautiful toilet they have made in the 787 Dreamliners, and this is made by a company called Gemco, which is in Niigata in the northern part of Japan. And many Boeing airlines is the made with Japan pedigree from Gemco Group, Japan, which carries the very best Japanese traditional Monozukuri. It continues to push the boundaries of manufacturing excellence and productivity through the implementation of innovative production technology. This is told by Will Schaeffer, the president of Boeing Japan. And also, the Japan Institute of Plant Maintenance offers a program and certification in Monozukuri. They've also published a textbook which basically covers, on a broader sense, 5S management, basic production and quality cycle study, improving efficiency and reducing losses, both equipment and human losses, operation improvement analysis methods, basics of routine maintenance, routine autonomous maintenance, and the above topics cover QC story, QC tools, Kaizen and Karakuri Kaizen, TPM and TKM approaches, and the efficiency of equipment areas, and TPS, the Toyota production system, waste elimination. At the end of the course, you can take a test to get your certification. Creative aspect of engineering. Scientists see things that are and ask why. Engineers dream of things that are not and ask why not. And Karakuri dolls, what you see on the right hand side in the picture, were manufactured and sold 400 years ago, showing the creative aspect of engineering of Edo period in Japan. Edo is the time when Japan moved its capital from Kyoto to Tokyo. Karakuri dolls were considered as the early prototypes of robots. Whereas robots are seen as labor source in West, in Japan they are being treated like living things with which humans work and live together. Both humans and robots have always been integral in car manufacturing. So Toyota decided to combine the benefits by having its takumis. The shokunin or the craftsman is a master craftsman, and most accomplished master craftsman is called, the shokunin is called as takumi. Toyota has got 500 takumis, and which they proudly show in their website. Similarly, Nissan has got their own takumis. Every organization has got their takumis. And they train the new robots to do tasks that takumis are specialized in. Don't believe that robots do better quality work than humans. Sure, a robot can repeat a task at high level and speed, but somebody needs to teach the robot how to do it. And only somebody who is an expert, like a Takumi in his field, can do that. This is said by Mr. Kato, the Vice President of Toyota Takaoka factory. This, you can see the picture. a Takumi training a robot to write calligraphy, and there is a Takumi who is training a robot to do the painting work in Toyota. Monozukuri is a creative ability found in all of us. Humankind has always found joy and hope in creating new good things. In Monozukuri scene, products can be manufactured efficiently only with a cooperation between humans and machine tools with a well-defined process. Safety, quality, cost, and delivery, SQCD, have been a priority at all Japanese companies, and that's the core of the Monozukuri operation. One of the Japanese industry's leaders, a globally well-known company, is now taking steps to establish flexible Monozukuri operation practices that provide flexibility in where to conduct production and design work, where it can be at an acquired company site post-merger and acquisition, or it should be at the existing company's operation. The company has the ability to manufacture products with high quality and reliability, quickly and low cost, which is a source of the company's competitive advantage and reputation. If you look at it, on the left-hand side, you can see the company is doing the production and design at the Japan office, and if it's an export to be made, it exports from Japan to the customer outside, and for a local demand, they make in the same region, and for low-cost production, they move it either to China or to ASEAN countries. Whereas now that they have acquired, mergers and acquisitions have taken place, now they have also moved the design and production to the acquired sites, so that there will be a flexibility in operation. They don't have to depend on the mother company to keep on supplying with all these things. Now we are moving to the new latest IoT, Internet of Information through and IoT and Monozukuri. Data is obtained, Internet of Things. Data is obtained by sensors and cameras. Still, they require analysis and interpretation with human abilities and skills. AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning is also supported by human ability to analyze data. At manufacturing sites, human intervention is required to read data and assess what operational improvements need to be made. Irrespective of advanced data gathering technologies of the future, how to analyze the obtained data to develop new knowledge from the operational perspective will become important. As automation becomes more and more sophisticated, the number of areas that require human intervention may also increase. AI, Internet of Things, IoT technologies are changing our daily lives, and nowhere this change is more drastic than manufacturing. Using tools like hologram display solution, a four-sided 3D, digital twin, etc., as a visual system to make it possible to reduce the number of man-hours required for prototype manufacturing by employing virtual products. Virtual products enable users to directly operate them as if they exist right in front of them. Virtual reality, VR technologies promote the advancement of virtual manufacturing. Though use of sensors and other devices, parts are flowing through a production line. They transmit data to manufacturing facilities using RFID tags. These parts exchange information on the same line to form various models of products, which is as if things are talking to each other. However, all technologies used in collecting data for arriving at useful information, knowledge, and conclusion needs a lot of trained human intervention. That's where Hitozukuri comes into play. Monozukuri will become much smarter. Process visualization, remote maintenance will be realized by utilizing IoT, AI, advanced simulation technologies called digital twin. In preparation for the era of IoT in Monozukuri, a company must invest in Hitozukuri efforts as if its human assets by training in newer areas like cloud computing, network technologies, software technologies, data centers, as well as applications, solutions, and big data, which are all human-centric technologies. METI, Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, Japan, organized a national project, the Technology Research Association for Future Additive Manufacturing, TRAFM, to boost development of 3D related technology in Japan, which is expected to have a $10 billion market in 2020. Mid-ranking companies and SMEs in the manufacturing industries in Japan often face challenges in the utilization of IoT-based technologies. Aiming to help such companies to overcome challenges, the Robot Revolution Initiative of Japan RRI called the manufacturer's IoT-based tools and recipes that some such companies would be able to use easily and affordably in the mid-ranking company. This is an initiative by the Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, METI, for the SMEs. Now creating Japan-India Manufacturing Institute called the JIM by METI in India with the Japanese industry's support, a step to bring Monozukuri mindset in future engineers and technicians from India with a focused internship to create productive employees. This is also a step needed to make in India process. AOTS and local alumni associations like us have to play a very leading role in this creating this program. There are two programs called JAM and JEC project. Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, METI, Japan, and Ministry of Skill Development Entrepreneurship, India, signed the MOC in November 2016 to facilitate the project to train 30,000 shop floor leaders and engineers in Japanese standards in the next 10 years. Japan Institute of Manufacturing is called JIM. Japanese endowment courses JEC is for the final year or pre-final year engineering students from the engineering college, supported by a local Japanese company. Now in India, there are 13 GIM, and one of them is also in your own line of die and mold, Ariste, India, and there are 5 JAC also in India. Now, if you look at the way they operate, the hiring and accepting of the trainees are done by the Japanese company. Support is given by Government of Japan, AOTS, and the Asian Productivity Organization, which supports them financially for the project. They have the funds, and Government of India and the state governments. These people are accepted in, and there is a Japan-India Manufacturing Institute. Manufacturing is there, where there are practical classes, and then they go on the job training in the Japanese companies, classroom lectures, some amount of Japanese language and Japanese cultural classes, and they also have a dormitory life. That's the JIM and JIG. And Ariste Japan has also got a Monozukuri JUKU, a coaching center that was launched in 2012 for nurturing the next generation of potential managers of Ariste. During the first 1 year, potential managers pursue the essence of Monozukuri by identifying issues and problems and making decisions to resolve them from the management perspective, which will deepen their technical knowledge and skills. Today, graduates of Monozukuri JUKU work as senior management and leaders at plants and technical centers in Japan and overseas, passing on Ariste's Monozukuri to the next generation. Now, the AOTS Alumni Association in Chennai, we also offer Monozukuri awards for products and services for their companies with product and services for their best Hitozukuri efforts. There are 2 awards which we give: Grand Monozukuri Award for Outstanding Business Leadership and Regional Monozukuri Spirit Award. And today, if companies are moving towards excellence in manufacturing, they have to build their people, and that's why Monozukuri and Hitozukuri go hand in hand. And we also recognize Hitozukuri efforts, and every company today in Japan, without their brochures, will not be a brochure without talking about Monozukuri and Hitozukuri. I wish the Indian companies all the very best, and you are very, very competitive in the world market. My best wishes, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, Dagmar, and every one of you who listen to me. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, thank you all very much.